Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Up from upstate New York. I don't know if you can see behind us, it's kind of like all white, but actually if you were to look outside, it is all white. Yes, it's springtime, but Mother Nature and our good Lord seeing fit to go ahead and bless us with some snow today in the midst of everything that else is going on. But what better time for it to happen than when we're all on a kind of executive order staycation. So, many blessings to everybody who's watching us, and we just hope and pray that everybody has good health and is taking this opportunity that they have. We're getting to spend maybe just a little bit more time with our family than we're used to, and we take advantage of that and just get some closer bonds. Maybe be able to finish some things that we weren't able to do before, and that just everybody is staying safe. This is a Stitch in a Prayer, and for all those who don't know, and this might be the first time watching us, I'm Brandon, and this is
Kaylee,
and I'm Dad, and she is
daughter.
Yep. If you couldn't tell, we are a daddy-daughter fiber podcast, and we do add a few other things in there too. We are both musicians, trained musicians. So we like to finish our podcasts every month with an inspirational song, because I'm also a pastor, and we are both church musicians, and we have a little guest here. Miss Tilly is visiting us. We usually, for those who have watched us before, you usually see us up in the studio, but the studio's kind of a mess, and we thought we'd try a different venue, and we're up a little more close. So let us know below if this is better for you, and we may do this from now on. We'll just have to wait and see. The lighting isn't the greatest on here, so we'll have to mess with that a little bit. But we are going to share some fiber stuff with you today. The typical things that fiber podcasts usually share. You know, your whips and your finished projects and your stash ads and all that kind of stuff. And again, as I said, we'll share a song at the end. I believe we're going to go ahead and do a trio for you. So, but we still have to record that. So we'll add that, but we're going to bring Mr. Ben in to share his gifts and blessings with everybody else too. So hopefully you'll get to see that at the end. But how about we get this show started? And we always start with what's in the cup, and typically we share a local brewer, but as everybody knows, it's a little bit harder to get out and do stuff now, so I wasn't able to get out and get a local roaster's coffee. So what we're drinking today is just a good old Starbucks mocha with a little Cinnabon creamer, and it is pretty good. It's a good standby for some of the other coffees that we've had that are outstanding. Local roasters we're sharing when we get back together. Hopefully we'll have another one to share with you. In the past, we've done one a month, but we both agreed that that's a little too long in between. We kind of lose steam in between, and it's a little too far apart. So I think we're going to go to 2 weeks, and then we'll do that for the rest of the year and see how that goes. I have a few new things. I have some more yarn that I've purchased over the past year, but Kaylee has a lot more finished project. I just finished a class that I've been doing for 10 weeks that took up a lot of my time, so I wasn't able to do as much as I'm used to doing. So hopefully now, because I just finished that this week, hopefully next time I'll have some more stuff. I'm a really slow knitter, so my socks are really taking a long time to do, and I'm a fast crocheter, so my one finished project that I have for you is a crocheted one. But I do have 2 pairs of socks that I'm working on that I'll share again with you, that I've shared with before. But I really want to finish those because I got some new sock yarn in that I'm going to share with you that I really want to go ahead and start some socks. So if we want, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to let you start first since I talked a lot. If we want to do finished objects.
Okay. I showed this last week or last podcast. I don't remember off the top of my head what the pattern is called, but I'll look it up and put it in the notes below, and it's also in our last podcast. But I finished a shawl. I haven't tucked in the ends yet. So this is with Harbor Fibers yarn. want to say this one is like Break of Day or something like that, and this one's Nymphadora. Yeah, it's a little, yeah.
It's just garter stitch?
Yeah.
No, not completely, is it? No.
Yeah. So I just need to tie in my ends on that one, and then that'll be completely finished.
We're both not very good at tying in our ends. I have one Afghan that I have. If you were to, I put a fleece backing on it. If you were to take that fleece backing off, it is nothing but hundreds and hundreds of ends on the back of it. But all I did was I just put a fleece backing on it, and you could hide them all away, and I didn't even have to do it. So, but there are certain things that we do have to tie in our ends, and I'm not the fondest of it. So.
Yeah, I'm not good at it. And then I have one more finished object. I showed half of it last time, but I finished a pair of socks. My sock blocks are a little too small for them, but this was using, I think it's Lion Brand Mani Petty, just from our local-ish Joann's.
Did you wash these after you wore them?
Yeah.
Okay.
They just have cat hair on them. Anyway. So I used just one skein, and I picked up where I left off. So this was the first one I did. You can see like the red toe down here. So the cuff on this one is red and orange.
So they're a pair, but not perfect matching. So.
Yeah.
Which is perfect because none of the younger kids are wearing matching socks these days, anyways.
I wear matching socks. That's my last fully finished object.
Well, why don't you do your half-finished objects? Get that over with.
I'm going to show one half-finished object during my whips, because it's my own. Well, I have two whips, but I'll show it then. And then this is... I know I did the Crazy Sock Lady Austin and Wyatt patterns, but I can't remember which one this is off the top of my head. But it's a very small, like almost checkerboard detail.
Yeah.
And this is the super colorway, I believe, from Farm Girl Fibers. And this is just a mini that I got with it too. That's half finished. It's a little short for me, so I have to find somebody to give these to, and then I'll make the second one.
We're still in that stage of learning how to get the right size, for socks. The pairs that I'm doing now are kind of small for me, so they'll end up going to my wife, and I'll probably end up having to go up a couple sizes on needles to go ahead and try to get some of my size.
That's all my finished objects.
Well, that's all your finished objects? Well, that's half finished too, isn't it?
I'm going to show it during my whip.
Oh, okay. Well, I only have one finished object, and as I said, I'm a really slow knitter, so my socks still aren't done yet, and I'm going to show them again during whips, but they're getting there. I'm getting closer to having one pair done, but I needed to get something finished. I needed to do just to get that feeling of completion and that satisfaction of getting something done. So I went ahead and I crocheted something because I am a fairly fast crocheter. And when we started our podcast, we were doing a giveaway for the naming of the podcast, which that person still hasn't come forward. So we're going to end up rolling over those gifts, those prizes, into another giveaway eventually. But as part of that, Miss Liz from Cocktail Hour at the Coop, Arrow Acres Farm, she sent a pattern to be a part of the gift, but she said we could also make copies for ourselves. So I decided to do her Farm Girl cowl, and a pleasant mistake happened in doing this. I didn't notice it until I got close to being done. I'm going to fold it over just so you don't see the pleasant mistake yet. So I did the Farm Girl cowl, and I started crocheting like I was supposed to, and at some point you go ahead and you connect the two ends of the triangle to start making the cowl part, where you pull it over, and then you just start crocheting in the round. And when I did that, I didn't. When I connected it on the wrong side, not the right side. So, but in doing so, it added a nice little pattern deviation. I don't know if you can see it Yeah, you can right there. A pattern deviation from where I started, where I finished off on the triangle part when I connected it and started going in the round. So it actually is kind of nice. So I'm going to say that was, what did we call it last time?
Happy accident?
Happy accident. That was
Bob
a happy
Ross.
accident. Was it Bob Ross?
Yeah.
Oh. See, I'm not... Funny enough, Bob Ross is from my era, but it's more hip for her age to be watching Bob Ross.
Watch
So-
it. Ben watched it as a kid.
Anyways, so it was a happy accident. It was a happy accident. So my Farm Girl cowl is done. Also in her pattern, she does add fringe, and I'm not overly fond of fringe. And she says at the bottom of the pattern that you don't have to add the fringe if you don't want to. So I didn't add fringe, but Kaylee's going to put it on for me real quick. So and I think I have more yarn because what I used was some yarn that we dyed here, and I called it Emerald Isle, and I have some more, so I think I might do a hat to go along with it. That doesn't look bad, does it? So I did get something done, and it felt good to get it done. And I'm going to go back to my socks because really I am very close to finishing one of the pairs of socks. So I am going to get those done, and I'm praying that I get them done before our next podcast, because I really, really want to cast on a couple more pairs of some yarn that I got that I'm looking forward to doing. But that is my only finished object. Kind of sad, I know. But as I said, I just finished a class that I've been doing for 10 weeks that took up a lot of my time. So I'm hoping to get some more stuff done. I'm also reading a lot more, which is a blessing. A lot goes on, and it's nice to be able to read and get away. So I'm also doing that as well. Works in progress, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's do it.
I also want to say this was the Austin sock. I just looked at it because this one is the Wyatt sock. I showed this last time, and I didn't get super far because I wanted to finish my next one that I'm going to show that I also didn't finish. And my shorties that I made, but it got to the heel. I'm on the gusset now to pick up my stitches, but this is the Wyatt sock from Crazy Sock Lady.
It's kind of like a spiral kind of.
Yeah, just on the front.
Yeah, we're going to have to
Pretty
work on
cool.
the lighting if we're going to do it down here.
And this is yarn that I dyed called Where Are You Christmas? I think Ben wants these, so I'm going to try and make them longer because he likes them a lot.
And she's got it in a bag that she made herself.
Mm-hmm.
There you go, look at that.
So that's one of my whips. And then I have quite a few, but I haven't really worked on a ton since the last one, so I didn't bring any of them. But the one that I'm currently working on, I started doing for the lots of socks for Down syndrome awareness, and with all of the craziness that happened, I lost track of exactly what date it was. Currently I know that it's March 21st, but so I didn't finish them, but I finished this one first, and this is with Knit Picks Stroll. I need to tuck my ends, but so I have the Down syndrome awareness colors. So I finished that one, and then I'm working on the pair for it. So for Down syndrome awareness, on March 21st, you're supposed to wear mismatched socks because not every person with Down syndrome is exactly the same. So I wanted to sort of have mismatched, and because they're shorties, I'll have enough of. I also got, I have 2 more balls of each of them. So I'll have more than enough to make something else with them, or actual pairs if I want them. So I'm working on the foot now. Almost there.
Yeah, you'll be done with those soon.
Yeah, it won't take super long. So I'm knitting with 9-inch circulars, size 1, and I have a stitch marker that I got from my fiber share partner.
Move your hands so the light can get on it. There we go.
And I'll talk more about and show off a little bit later with stash ads. And that's all of the works in progress that I've actually been working on.
Yeah, we're not that exciting this week. There's been a lot going on, as I'm sure there's a lot going on in all your lives as well. These are something new since the last time that we came together. I designed a sock bag that I started making. It's large enough to put a 100-gram ball in there, along with your other smaller your mini skeins that you'd use for tow, and also long enough to put in DPNs if you have your DPNs in there and stuff. But also it's got like a box bottom, so you can fold down the sides and make a little yarn bowl out of it. In this one I have one of my pairs of socks, and these I think I'm going to be able to wear. These are stretchy enough, and I'm going to make them big enough that I'll be able to wear. But this is also made out of knitted out of yarn that we dyed. This is called Noah, and I'm done with the leg and the cuff, and I'm done with the heel flap and the heel turn, and I'm into the gusset now on this one. So as I said, I'm a very slow knitter, but I think it's coming out pretty good. And a nice pleasant surprise was the striping that is coming in it, because it was our first time dyeing, and happy accidents. We had quite a few happy accidents in that, so I'm very happy with that. And then my other pair of socks that I'm hoping to get done before, that you've probably seen before because I've showed them a couple times, but I'm still working on them. But as I may have showed last time, I've got one full sock done. So that was a half-finished project that I had, I think, last time. So there we go. It's all wrinkly there a little bit. But the other one I've got my leg is done. And I'm on the heel flap now, and I'm doing the Eye of the Partridge heel flap, which I'm probably not going to do again, because I can't sit, because I'm a slow knitter, I can't sit the whole time, and I tend to forget whether I started with a slip or whether I started with a knit on the heel flap. So I'll probably just end up sticking with the typical heel flap with the ridges. That way I don't have to remember which one I started with or which one I didn't start with. I'm not good enough yet to do that. But those ones I am hoping very much that I will have them done next time, so you can see them completed next time. And then hopefully next time I will have a couple more socks casted on, because as you'll see in a little bit, I'm very excited about a couple of the skeins of the sock yarn that I just got in not too long ago that I really, really want to cast on and get going, because I think they're going to be some awesome socks. Awesome socks. Isn't that a saying?
I think so. I think it
Awesome
used
socks.
to be.
Awesome socks. So I really want to do that. But now for the part that we really actually have quite a bit to show. But after this month, after this podcast, I'm going to hold off on, because I have so much yarn that I've gotten over the past couple months, and I just haven't been able to keep up, that I'm going to go ahead and pause on the yarn buying. As hard as it is and as hurtful as it is, I'm going to go ahead and pause on that. Kaylee, she has a problem, so she'll probably keep on me.
I have a couple things coming, but it's mostly for fiber share, and a little for me.
Which is the fiber share thing's pretty cool. So what'd you get? You got quite a bit of stuff.
I do. I'll talk about my fiber share ones first, because you were just talking about it. I'll just start with, I got these. Little stitch markers. I should probably say first, my fiber share partner that sent me stuff is Fiddle Yarns, which is in Scotland. These are really pretty. I have the blue one on my socks right now. And then she sent me this skein of yarn from Rusty Ferret yarn. This one I haven't heard of before, so I'll have to look them up. Called Fragments of Past. It's on the UK.
Oh, cool.
It's 75/25 superwash merino and nylon, and it's super pretty.
Socks.
Purples and blues. And then she sent me some of her own yarn, which is very exciting. I really like this one. This one's called Tequila Sunrise. It's 75/25. I think all of this is. But yeah.
I like that a lot.
Well, this one isn't, but I really like this one. It's very pretty. I like bright colors. I like doing stuff like this because I don't know if I would necessarily pick this one out, but I love it. Yeah. And then I think this one's my favorite that I got. I never know how I feel about like the sparkly yarn, but I really like it on this one. This one is called It's a Mystery, and it's 75 superwash merino, 20% nylon, and 5% silver stellina. So you can sort of see the sparkles a little bit.
That's stellina in there, yeah.
And it's very pretty. So I don't know if I'm gonna make all of them socks yet.
I don't know about making any socks with like a stellina in there or not.
I don't have a plan for it yet.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last, well, she got me a few things. I got a coaster from a little shop in Scotland, which is very pretty. And like a keychain and stuff like that. I got a bag that she sent from her yarn. And then I got, what do you call it? It's like a fade of, keeping it in here because I don't want to lose any of it.
Oh, wow.
Of Shetland wool. I'm gonna just
Here, let me hold three and you can hold
Oh,
three.
thanks.
There you go.
Of Shetland wool, so it's like a fade. I think it's 100%. Yep, 100% pure Shetland wool, so it's a little scratchy. So I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do with it yet. I get
What's that?
the white wasn't there. I don't know, but I like all of the colors together.
I wonder if it'll soften up with some wool wash.
I don't know, but it was grown and spun on the Shetland Isles,
Mm-hmm.
which is very cool.
I wonder what that is. That's like a 1? Doesn't say.
Yeah, so my fiber share package will be mailed out as soon as I get the rest of the stuff in.
That was nice though. That was
Hoping
awesome.
will be soon.
That was
But
an
I
awesome
like it. It
package,
costs
yeah.
I think $8 to sign up. And then really you can send stuff just from your stash. There's only like, I forget the specific requirements, but it doesn't matter where it comes from or how much money you spend on it.
That was nice. She did a good job.
She does it all. And then I won a giveaway, which was exciting. I forgot that I signed up for it because I never win them. And I was scrolling through the Instagram stories. I didn't get notified that I was tagged for some reason, and I saw my name and I was surprised. So it was from Annie.Creatives. I think she's from Annie Yarn, and I got to pick out a skein of yarn. So I picked out, this is called Robin's Egg on 80/20 sock, and I love it. It's very pretty.
It looks cool how she braided it too.
Yeah. And then I got
She's saving the best for last, I think.
this yarn. I had just decided not to buy any more yarn, and then it was Timber Yarns.
Yeah.
I forget the other person's name on Instagram.
I don't think you
I'll post
decided
it.
to not buy yarn.
I did, but then this was a fundraiser for autism awareness. And it's sock yarn, and I love it. It's Timber Yarns. It's who did it. I'll have to post below the person who I saw it through. Grocery Girls posted about it, and I saw it through them. But and we also got a cute
that's
progress
cool, yeah.
keeper that I didn't know it was coming with.
The puzzle pieces.
Oh, the puzzle
yeah.
pieces. Well, I work with a lot of students with autism, so I love it. My goal, that I don't think is actually going to happen, but it's okay because I'll just be home on April 2nd anyways, is to finish these for Autism Awareness Day. I'm not going anywhere. Pretty sure my school is going to be canceled through the rest of the year.
It's good, but I think it's a good possibility a lot of schools will be canceled to the end of the year.
It's fine.
There are some that already are canceled to the end of the year. So
And then
this is her favorite thing. I think so.
we watch BadWolfGirl Sits and Knits, and she posted one day that she was going to do a Moana line.
And
Moana,
we're a big Disney family.
yeah. I think Aladdin is my favorite movie, but Moana is a very close second. When it came out, that's all I watched, and it came out around my senior year of college internship, so I watched a lot. So I ordered her the full skein. It's called How Far I'll Go. It's super pretty. It's got blues and purples. And then Simply Serving made stitch markers for it too. So this is the Hearts of Tefiti, and it glows in the dark, which I didn't know.
Well,
I saw it on Instagram.
you sounded so excited.
Yeah. I didn't know that it did that,
That's
and then
for
I saw
when
somebody post on Instagram.
That's for when you're knitting in the dark, right?
So that was a full skein, and then she also had mini skeins, so I got those too. So this is her set. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them yet. Still have no
That's
idea.
cool. We're gonna have to work on the lighting.
So this one is the Stingray, which I really like. So the grandma turns into a stingray. This one is Tequila,
That's my favorite.
the
I
fire
like that
one.
I like the red, the orange, and
Purple.
the, yeah.
This one is Moana. So you have the brown for her hair, a little bit, and then the orange and pink for her outfit.
Okay. That's a stretch, but
What's this one?
the chicken.
No, this one's a chicken.
Well, do
Oh, this one's Tamatoa. This one's shiny. Well, it's not actually shiny. It's named after the song Shiny from Tamatoa, the snail. And then I think this one is the best
That one's kinda cool.
representation.
Yeah, that is kind of
This
cool.
one's Hey Hey, the chicken,
The chicken.
which I really like. So those are exciting. I also got some knit crates, and I got some minis from a homespun house that I posted on our Instagram page, but I had a lot to bring, so.
I've got my knit crates, and ours are pretty similar. I think hers is just one is a different color,
Yeah,
but they're similar. So I'll show mine and
That's
and
it.
you can
That's
see.
all I got.
Outstanding. So I have some, not nearly as much as her, but I have a good amount. As I said, I'm not going to be ordering any more yarn for a while, so next month I probably won't have any. I may have my knit crate. It just depends on how soon it'll go out and whether we'll get it before our next one, which we probably won't because we're doing this every 2 weeks now.
I swallowed wrong. I'm not sick.
Yeah. Too soon, Katie. Too soon. So I'm gonna share my ads, my stash ads. I'll share my the knit crate ads. So some of you may have these. Some of you may have different colors, but I'm gonna go ahead and show them anyways. This is from Audine Wool's Creative Grandma, and it's the Sky colorway, and it is 80% superwash merino and 20% tencel. So, ha.
Never heard of that. I'm gonna look
Yeah, there we go. And I still haven't used any of my other knit crate yarns, but this next set I'm going to definitely make some socks out of. This is, I don't know how to pronounce that, La Brebis by Knit Crate. And it's 100% baby alpaca, and this is like butter.
Tencel is a fiber obtained from wood pulp.
Interesting. I'm having a moment, sorry. We've been inside for quite a while now, so.
I'm going on 7 days.
Yeah, so, but that is, that's super soft. So that's baby alpaca, and I am definitely going to, well, I don't know about definitely. I'd really like to make some socks
Like
out of
house
these.
socks.
Yeah, but I may, what I might end up doing is getting some different yarn for the heels and toes, just because this is just 100% baby alpaca, and I want to get something with maybe a little bit.
The slippers that I need.
Yeah, maybe I'd like to get maybe something with a little bit of nylon in it for the heels and toes that complements the colors, but it is super.
Like a brown.
Maybe a brown. It's super soft.
You could do like tree color work.
Maybe I'll keep these out. I'll just lay on the couch tonight with this like this. It's soft. All right, enough of that. Next, my sock yarn. First, I saw this on Knit Picks, and it's Knit Picks Felici, and it's the hamburger colorway, and I was like, dude, these are gonna be awesome socks. It's the self-striping yarn, but you can tell, look at that, huh? That's hamburger, right? The brown is your hamburger, and you got the mustard and the mayo and the tomato or ketchup, right? Or maybe that's the bun, and the lettuce. Look at that.
I thought pickles.
Pickles? Well, maybe pickles. I prefer pickles over lettuce, but those are going to be awesome. So I've got those. That's one of the ones that I really want to cast on soon, because those are going to be some cool socks. Along with that, I got some Stroll tonal minis. You got there, and I'm thinking about with the Felice either doing heels and toes with the yellow, or maybe with the red. Heels and toes with the red. But that's going to be awesome. So I really want to go ahead and do that soon. And then, and these are tonal. It says Sunset Tonal mini pack. But as you can see, some of these, like this one here, it's got some variegation in it a little bit. Even this one here does too. And we really need to, we'll play around with it.
Behind the...
Yeah, we need to put another one on that side, so we'll play with that for next time. Oh, you can. Here, move your head. There we go, just a little bit. Yeah, it's snowy out. So, and then I saved my best for last. One of my favorite cartoons growing up, and one of my favorite cartoons of my daughter growing up, I don't know about this one, but my other daughter, was Scooby-Doo. I loved Scooby-Doo, and my other daughter loved Scooby-Doo. And I was scrolling through Desert Vista DyeWorks yarns, which are awesome. Her self-striping yarns are just incredible. And I saw she had a whole line of Scooby-Doo ones, and I had to. So I went ahead and ordered the Scooby-Doo one, but I'm going to go ahead and once I catch up a little bit, I'm going to start ordering all of them. I'm going to make socks for each of us, and each of us are going to have, I'm going to try to match up our personalities. Who's you're going to be?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to do Daphne. And Alyssa's definitely Velma. And your mom, I don't know. Ben is going to be Fred, I think. And then either I'm Shaggy or a Scooby-Doo, or your mommy's Shaggy or Scooby-Doo, which kind of doesn't match, but we're running out of characters, right? But I ordered the Scooby-Doo one, and it's awesome. Look at that. Look at that, Scooby-Doo. And you can see it's his collars in there, and the brown, and then there's some dark, and the black and stuff. And this is the Zombody, so she puts another stripe that goes in between each one of the colors. So these are going to be super awesome, and I cannot wait to do them. And I also bought a mini to go along with it, which will be the toes and the heels. And a pleasant surprise, this wasn't a happy accident. This was a pleasant surprise because there was no accident. She knows what she's doing. But when I bought it, I thought it was just a straight tonal, a light brown for the heels and toes. But if you look really close, yeah, you can see them a little bit. There's some speckles in it, and the speckles match right up with the colors. There's some blue in there, and there's some yellow or orange in there, and that is going to be perfect to go along with that. Would be the heels and the toes. So I am so looking forward to it. And as I said, I'm going to go ahead and slowly over the next year or so, as things start to calm down, I'm going to start ordering the other ones so I can get the other colors. I think the next one I really want to do is Velma. Sorry.
That's okay.
And then I'll do Daphne. But I want to do Velma because I think the Velma one looks perfect. If you go on there and you search and you look at the Scooby-Doo colorways, Velma and even Daphne. Daphne's a good one too. Both of those are like perfect. You look at the colors, and that's the first thing you think of is Velma or Daphne. So she is incredible. She does an awesome job, and she has so many different colorways. And just a side note, she does dye to order. So it does take a little while. I think it took, 6 weeks, I think, or so? I think it took around 6 weeks or so to get it, but she dyes it to order because she has so many colorways. There's just a ton of colorways and themed colorways. And so it does take a little while to get, which is fine. I'm patient because I know the product that I'm going to get is awesome, and it's worth waiting for. So check her out, Desert Vista DyeWorks. But I really can't wait to get this one started. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to wait till the other socks are done because, as I said, I'm a really slow knitter, and it could be another month before I have any socks done. But all right.
Try toe up.
What's that?
You should try toe up.
I
You
don't.
can try them on.
When I crocheted socks, I did crochet a couple pairs of socks, and when I did those, I did toe up, and it was easier for me to do it then. But I don't know how I would do the heel turn and all that stuff, and I'm just learning how to do socks now, so I think I'll just stick with what I know and just stick with that. So, You got something new to show.
I do.
You've been playing around.
So.
Any of these that may have copyright designs to them, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know.
I've been out of work for a week now. I have 2 to 3 like lesson kids still, but that's only half an hour per kid a week. So
Why are you out of work?
Because I'm a music therapist in a school district.
And we are on an executive order staycation.
Yeah, and unfortunately my school district can't offer teleconference sessions for all of the related services, so they're not doing it for any related services. So I have been trying to keep myself busy. So I think we're going to open up an Etsy shop with a lot of the bags that we make, and I've started making stitch markers. Some of these are works in progress, so I'll work on them a little bit more before like actually posting them. I think I'm going to start painting them a little more because some of the smaller pieces, I'll show you one that some of them are falling off because they're hard to like really get attached, so I might start like painting them on and play with a couple of things before I actually post them, but I wanted to show some of them.
Some of them were cool.
I'm going to show them last. I'll show them.
The green little thing that we will not mention the name of.
I'll show it first.
Is my favorite. Is one of my favorites.
This one's one of my favorites too, but this is one of his eyes fell off of the smaller one.
Just put your finger over that eye.
So I'll show the bigger one and then I'll show the smaller one too. So I made these little guys.
He's winking at you.
It's really cute, but his eye fell off and I was taking pictures yesterday. So I'll probably paint those on.
He's just winking at you.
I just want to pick the better ones. So I made a lot. I really like this one. I made a ice cream sandwich, but a Neapolitan, so it has strawberry in there because I prefer those.
Is that better?
A little. I spoke some before. What are some other good ones? I made. This is one that I want to work on because it's hard to do. I'm trying to figure out a good way to do it. But
I had asked her to do a martini glass with olives because we were doing some gifts for the ladies at Cocktail Hour at the Coop.
They're not very good yet.
And we wanted to thank them for the help that they had given us. So we wanted to send them stitch markers with some bags that we had sent them. And so she's still working on the cocktail glasses.
It's hard. I really like this one. This one's a little Pop-Tart. Or a little breakfast pastry. Hot fudge sundae. I'll just show a couple more. Not that one. I like this one. This one's a little sorcerer's hat with mouse ears.
Yes, we do not know what that is fashioned after.
This is one also that I need to work a little more on, but I really like it.
I think maybe thinner, not as fat.
Yeah, but its antler fell off, which is the problem. Where's my other one? Oh, it's here. One of my favorite books growing up was The Very Hungry Caterpillar. So I made one of his antennas fell off, but here's so I just have to figure out how to fix that, but there's the very
And I do think it needs to be a little smaller to be a...
That one I didn't know how I was going to do. And then here's a pear that he ate through, and a blueberry that he ate through. So those will be a set once I figure out exactly how to do it. There's one more that I saw. Oh. I have a little donut, which I think is
I like that
really
one.
cute. I like this one a lot too. And then the last one I'm going to show.
Now this is going to be a coronavirus special that will only be sold during the coronavirus. And for all of those, once you see it, you'll understand completely what we're talking about.
So I'm calling this one 2 per person.
2 per person.
A little roll of toilet paper.
Is that 2 rolls or 2 squares?
2 rolls. I had to, but I think it's really cute.
That's awesome.
So those, some of them I think are ready, but I'm going to work a little on the other ones and paint some and figure some stuff out before I
2 rolls per person.
officially post them. But those will be in the Etsy shop once we get that up and going, and then our bags will be too. They'll probably be like a sewn to order. So we have a lot of fabric, so we'll just post pictures of the fabric that we have and the types of bags that we can make. And those
Outstanding.
generate some income and not go crazy.
Yeah, because as I said before, I'm a pastor, so I'm still being a pastor. I do live broadcasts of worship from my home during this, and I also connect with my people in many different ways throughout this. So I still have that source of income along with being a pastor. But I also had a second job as a habilitation aide for a young gentleman who's living with autism, and because of this, I'm not able to do that. So that'll be nice.
Yeah, my fiance works at Bed Bath & Beyond, so he's now not working. He's getting paid a little bit, but he's also a student at SUNY Oswego, so he's taking classes from home. My mom isn't working right now. My sister isn't working right now.
So yeah, so it's a story that probably is in almost every household around. So we're all in this together. It doesn't matter what you look like or where you come from. We're all facing the same thing together. We do have, we started 2 contests last time. We're going to postpone one of them simply because the whole idea of that one was to go out and do stuff. And since there's going to be a couple months probably where we can't do that, we're going to wait until this all blows over and everybody is back to some kind of normal life to do the fiber bucket challenge, fiber bucket list challenge. So we'll revisit that when everybody can leave and actually do it. But the other one, where once we reach 50 subscribers, I still have the 2 skeins that we dyed of Hey, You're Supposed to Be Brown colorway, and both of those skeins are still ready to go out as soon as we get 50 subscribers and we go ahead and do a drawing. So again, that's still up there. So please share, and please share with your friends and all those who are in this community, our podcast. And once we hit 50 subscribers, we'll go ahead and draw and do that.
I mean, what else are you going to do?
Exactly.
So,
Now's the perfect time. Go ahead, check us out. You know, we may not be the most exciting one out there, and we may not know, we may not be the most knowledgeable, but we do share, we have fun, and we're learning along with everybody else. And again, it's come to that point where we get to share a little bit of music, and we usually record it at a different time, and we're probably going to record it tomorrow, and then I'll add it to this video, just because Benjamin isn't here right now, and the song that I wanted to do is best with all 3 of us, so we'll probably record that tomorrow. But music that we share is of an inspirational theme, and I'm not going to hide.
everyone will know this one, though.
Yeah, very much so, because we tend to sometimes use secular songs to share a spiritual message, which is God can go ahead and speak in many different ways, and that's just one of many ways. But we don't hide our faith. We share it. We don't push it on people. And what we have done is the song that we will share is always at the end of our podcast. And if it isn't something that you want to listen to, or something that you just aren't interested in, then we hope that you watch the podcast up to that point. And then if you don't want, just turn it off. It's your choice. So the song that we're going to share, I say the song we're going to share today, but we're not really doing it today. But it will be on with this video. Is Philip Phillips?
Home by Philip Phillips.
Yeah, and again, you get to meet Benjamin for the first time, and it's a blessing to be able to not only sing with my daughter, but that she has found someone in her life who is also blessed musically, and we can do this all together. And I really look at him and think of him as a son most of the time. But please enjoy from us to you in this time, and there is a message in this song. Listen for it. The one part that talks about demons, just listen to that, and we pray that that song reaches you in a special way.
Hold on to me as we go, as we roll down this unfamiliar road. Although this way is stringing us along, just know you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna make this place your home. Here we go.
Settle down, it'll all be clear. Don't pay no mind to the demons that fill you with fear. The trouble it might drag you down. If you get lost, you can always be found.
Just know you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna make this place your
Settle down, it'll all be clear. Don't pay no mind to the demons, they fill you with fear. Trouble, they might drag you down. Get lost, you can always be found.
Just know you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna make this place your
Settle down, it'll all be clear. Don't pay no mind to the demons, they fill you with fear. There's trouble, it might drag you down. If you get lost, you can always be found.
Just know you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna make this place your home.
Well, we hope you enjoyed the song. We hope that it spoke to you in a way. We hope if it didn't speak to you, that you at least enjoyed listening to it and maybe sang along. We pray that and hope and pray that you enjoyed our podcast today and you did learn a little something or maybe had a little chuckle at some point. But in this time that we are all on sort of a forced staycation, we hope that you're taking this time to take the opportunity to get closer, to reflect, to spend time, and to look at the positives that are all around us, the beauty that is all around us, and not focus so much on the negative. And I truly believe that we will all just come together and be a greater people after this. We pray that you join us again in a couple weeks. We are now going to every 2 weeks, so it kind of keeps us on our toes and pushes us a little bit, and the energy can stay up. I do have to say, I like standing up better than sitting down.
I don't.
It's just I feel more energetic. I feel more energized if I'm standing up and moving around a little bit. But maybe you can sit and I can stand. I don't know. We'll play around with it.
I'm too short for that.
You're too short for that. So, but we look forward to spending more time with you in a couple weeks. In the meantime, we hope and pray that you take each step a day at a time and in a lot of love, just take each moment with a stitch and a
Prayer.
mother.